It's been 125 days since my last post, VCR Ready Hotel. I'm a way better collector than I am at YouTube, but I'm going to try and improve that. I'm trying to get everything at one location. That requires selling first, prepping real estate to be sold, multiple properties. And I'm trying to get everything together. As I get older, I want one house, one location with my collection at my fingertips, and that was when I'm really going to blow up the show. So for you right now, you could say, I was there when he didn't even have the comments on or made thumbnails. And I have no comments because I'm not sitting here. I have no time to respond. I'm trying to prep properties to get the collection at one location. And even this took 4 months to get to. So go back and watch a Hotel Ready VCR. It's just like a minute long or two. And here's what I got on that road trip. First of all, let's just go through them real quick. Michelle Williams, this is Meek's Cutoff, and then Travolta and Blowout, and then Day One. But let me start with this one. Now, this is Michelle Williams. As soon as I saw this number, I said, oh, that's oscilloscope. That's a collection with numbers, and that's a collector's dream, is to have numbers, because then you want them all, whether it's 13 or 40, whatever it is. Now here's the collection. So I knew as soon as I saw this, I go, oh, I have some oscilloscopes, and this is number 31. So in the sequence, it would go right here because there's the numbers, and it's oscilloscope, abbreviated oscilloscope. And one of the Beastie Boys owns this distribution, and I had his name, and my lady kept saying his name, and I'm doing less research and more show, less tell. I'm going to show you. So this is a set that is kind of mishmash. And what I mean by that is, let's say these did have slip covers. I buy everything secondhand. So let's say these did have slip covers. It's still mishmash because this slip cover is shiny. This one right here, if you could see, it's got a lot of shine. Now, the other four are dull, and they have very porous and no shine. So it's just different. When you get the whole collection, it'll say oscilloscope. There's the O, there's part of the S, and then see this oscilloscope meter going up and down. So once you get them all, and there's letters, it should say oscilloscope. So I'm going to keep working on that collection, but just to totally get sidetracked, and I'm loving it because I want to show you more and talk less. That's the way you want a collection. No mishmash. All the same cardboard. All the same design. And they just alternated each season. And this is the entire season, the entire series. So Scully and Mulder are just alternated each season. So it's 9 seasons, and this thing is pretty heavy. I got this at an estate sale, and you can tell this guy either bought them at the same time, or I'm pretty sure that's the case because they're all the same. So this is pretty heavy. Let me show you why. Because each of these, this one has 6 discs. So this one box alone right here, not even, the cardboard doesn't weigh anything, and they all have 3 cases, but like this one, season 1, 2 discs, 2 discs, 2 discs. So this gets starting to be kind of heavy. I love this. I was late to the party with this. When this was on TV, I was picking people up to go out, and their mom would be watching this as we're ready to go out. So I wasn't sitting around back in those days. We were out doing stuff. And I just remember waiting and watching a couple clips back then. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Well, but of course we were out going doing other stuff, which was way cooler. But now I've been watching these, and they're on syndication quite a bit. So I was catching glimpses then, watching full episodes then. And then when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, this is killer enough. It's such a variety of different kinds of files. It's not all aliens. It's not all monsters. It's just different. So like I said, I'm doing it again. I want to show you more and talk less. So when you want a collection, this is the way you want it. Killer. All uniform. Look at that from the top view. See how shiny all that is? You can see my reflection. That's killer. So that's the estate sale file. Now let's move back to the road trip. Number 2. Look at this one. Most of Travolta's stuff was musical and comedy, but this is his first serious role, and then later he did Pulp Fiction, which most of you know. But he's a sound recordist who inadvertently is out trying to record sound at night, but he records a presidential candidate, an automobile crash that kills a presidential candidate. So that's where the thrilling part starts. It turns into a thriller. And when I saw this, I have a copy of this. I'm not sure if it's Blu-ray, DVD or VHS, but I do know I have a copy. And I saw this one, and I don't think mine has this. So that's pretty cool, because that's Blowout, and that's Travolta. Look at that. And then it's older, so there's no picture disc, and they have the label on the ring. That's older issue. And there it is, two-sided even. That's standard, and that's widescreen. So that's killer. Not a scratch with the insert. So this road trip didn't produce very much, but what I got, the three I got, including this third one. Now this is a TV movie, and this blew me away when I found it because it's Aaron Spelling. He was, he rocked TV back in the day, and this is 140 minutes, over 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours, and this is Oppenheimer. Now don't get all excited about Oppenheimer, the recent one. This is Oppenheimer before Oppenheimer. So it tells the same story of, the Manhattan Project and how they moved on through and, how it happened. So that's it. When I went in to get this one, it's one of my places that I always go to when I travel. Northern California, we always stop at this one. Well, I like to stop. My lady, she's along for the ride. So when I went in, she goes, we close in 10 minutes. I go, all I need is 9. And she said, I know you. She remembered me from 10 months earlier when I said, I collect, and this is all I do. So here it is, 1988, Aaron Spelling, 140 minutes, picture disc. Oppenheimer before Oppenheimer. Super clean, not a scratch. And then an insert that, look at this. This thing is not a wrinkle. That is killer. So she goes, okay, we're closing. And I pulled this up. And she goes, what'd you find? I said, oh, this is Oppenheimer before Oppenheimer. It's a very rare DVD. It was a TV movie. And she sat there with her mouth open like, really? You found that in that big old pile that fast? I was like, this is what I do. I scanned and scanned. I'm going through the rows and said, day 1, nuclear blast. What's this? Oppenheimer before Oppenheimer. And 4 months ago, Oppenheimer was still being talked about. The movies fade fast after they're, come and went. That was the Barbieheimer or whatever. That was a whole, cultural explosion of movies. So that's it. I'm trying to get the collection all in one place so that it's easier for me to do, and I'll shoot more often. And I'm going to continue to leave the comments off because I'm not here. I don't want to ignore you, so I'm just going to leave them off because I'm not in front of my computer. I'm boots on the ground looking. Oh, wait, that's not the one. Where's Meeks? Looking for physical media because it's disappearing. I used to bring home 3 suitcases. Now it's 3 bags. And now it's 3 pieces. So I have a confession. I took another road trip. I should say we took another road trip recently, and I got a lot. So this was just a lull. That's how it is. It's ebb and flow. You can go to the same store 20 times and there's nothing. And then all of a sudden it's just a killer stuff. So I accept that. That's why I keep going back. Anyway, that's the road trip haul. You were here at the beginning. No thumbnails, no comments. But when I get everything together and blow up the show, you could say I was there at the beginning. Took all out. Have a wonderful day.